Hi, everyone. It's May. It's Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are continuing our recognition of various quotes. So today it's a quote from Frederick Douglass, and he said, "If there is no struggle, there is no progress." This resonates so strongly with me because so many times people have asked me, like, how do you stay so calm? How do you, like, you're so ambitious and driven, like, how do you get there? And I've had people that I've mentored who are like, I want to do what you've done. I want to have the same sort of thought processes and approach that you have. But so much of who I am and the success that I've had is the result of the trauma that I experienced growing up, unfortunately, or fortunately, right? I grew up with a volatile parent who would, lose their temper at the drop of a hat. You never knew why. So for me, if I'm in a, big boardroom with a CEO and executives, that's not intimidating me, right? If I get an angry executive, I've actually had leaders like red faced screaming at me, and I'm unfazed, right? And other people don't react that way. They get upset, they get flustered, right? And I tend to be very calm in those situations because no angry executive in a boardroom will ever be as terrifying as being a 5-year old and having a volatile parent screaming, breaking dishes, right? Like that's scary. An angry guy in a suit, that's not scary to me. Sorry. That's not something that I can teach anybody else. And I don't want to. I don't want people to have that experience, right? I don't want people to go through the same things that I went through. I do want people to understand that we're all people, we're all human, and no angry person in a suit in the boardroom is worth your fear or your energy, right? And I got to that point because of the struggle that I grew up with, right? I am incredibly ambitious. I am driven. I go above and beyond because growing up, I also did not ever have someone just say, "Good job. You did well." It was always, "Well, you should have done more." So I grew up with this idea that, okay, I have to do more. 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 Right. And so it's always pushed me further, 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 which, yeah, overall has been great for my career, bad for my mental health and well being and levels of stress. Very, very bad for those things. And I'm now at a point in my life where I realize, oh, those are my PTSD reactions, right? I talked about that in an earlier video. So there's a balance there. You do want to do your best, but you don't want to overextend and, like, literally break yourself in half to be successful. It is not worth it. I can tell you 100%, it's not worth it. Do your best, right? Especially if you enjoy the work you're doing. I love the job that I have. I really, truly do. And so it's easy for me to want to do well in it. But I no longer go to the extremes that I used to when I was younger because it put me in a really bad state mentally, physically, right? I, yeah, there's so many issues with doing that. But again, if there's no struggle, there's no progress. Because I struggled, I've achieved this success. And again, I'm not saying that other people should struggle so that they can be successful. I don't want that for anyone at all, ever, right? But I want people to understand that when you see somebody else who is successful, or even someone who's not successful, who's struggling, don't judge them in either situation. And if someone is successful and you look up to them, understand that there's a reason that they got where they're at. They didn't just appear one day and they were successful, but there were struggles that they went through to get to where they are. And so recognizing that and appreciating that gives you a different perspective, right? Maybe you don't want what they've got once you realize what they've gone through. And that's why I share my story, because trust me, you don't you don't want to go through what I've been through. I don't want you to go through what I've been through to get to where I'm at today. That is a hard road and I don't recommend it. Find success, find progress in your own way, right? And understand what success means to you. My definition of success has changed over time. It used to be, the title, the salary, right? Like those kinds of things were what defined success. Today, my definition of success is very different. It is a happy, loving home, a peaceful home, right? A sense of peace and tranquility when I go to bed at night and when I wake up in the morning. Those are my definitions of success right now. And know that through your struggles, you will find progress. You can progress and succeed even through your struggles.